Hello, future engineers. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're still new to my channel and you like what I'm doing, please don't forget to share my videos to your friends and to your friends' friends, to your younger brothers and sisters who would want to take up engineering in the future, and to your relatives. That's one way you can keep me going, inspired, and refreshed. Now, if you find my videos interesting and important to your studies, also please don't forget to subscribe. Hello future engineers, subscribers and viewers. Here is another video in calculus. I hope that uh, you can follow the explanations and solutions, thereby helping you improve in your calculus course. Express the function by a formula. The altitude of a right triangle as a function of the base if the hypotenuse is given. The hypotenuse of a right triangle as a function of the base if the altitude is given. The height of a cylindrical can as a function of the diameter if 18 pi square centimeters of sheet metal are used. What kind of curve is this? Fourth, the diameter of a cylindrical can as a function of the height. What kind of curve is this? The current I from a battery as a function of the external resistance R. The electromotive force E and internal resistance small r being constant. So note current equals electromotive force divided by the sum of the two resistances. Then number 6 in exercise 5 express R as a function of I. By the way, if you want to answer the questions, these exercises here, there are 7. You may do so by pausing the video and compare results later. So for part A, by Pythagoras theorem, uh, altitude square plus base square equals hypotenuse square. So the hypotenuse is given. A is denoted as the altitude. B, small b is the base. And h as the hypotenuse. C is the hypotenuse rather. And the relationship a square plus b square equals c square. So from here, we can now express the altitude A in terms of the base. So altitude is square root of c square minus b square, where c is constant or given. So that's the uh, altitude as a function of the base. Then the hypotenuse as a function of the base. So we can write this immediately because of this. So c is square root of a square plus b square. And this time a is constant or given. So b is the variable in this case. The height of a cylindrical can as a function of the diameter if 18 pi square centimeters of sheet metal are used. So if this is the cylindrical can, this would be the surface area. We have two circles and this lateral area, we call this lateral area. For you to imagine or view the shape of this lateral area, imagine that it is cut vertically, then flatten it out so it looks like a rectangle. It is a rectangle really. And the length of the rectangle, because it is this base here, it is the circumference of the base, which is circumference of the circle, which is pi times the diameter, and the height is also the height. And we have two circles, identical circles. The area is of each circle is pi over 4 diameter square. So we will denote the diameter as d and the height altitude as h. The surface area consists of 2 times area of circles, then plus lateral area, which is a rectangle with length circumference of the base pi d and height is h. So area S is 2 times area of circle plus lateral area. The area of circle is pi over 4 diameter square, while the lateral area is length pi d times height h rectangle. You just imagine this is rectangle. The length is pi d, the circumference of the base, and the height is h. So substitute area S is 18 pi square centimeters equals pi over 2 diameter square plus pi dh. So we can cancel pi. 18 is d square over 2 plus dh. Multiply everything by 2. So 36 equals d square plus 2dh. So from here, we can now express the height in terms of the diameter. So height is 36 minus d square all over 2d. So h, altitude, is 36 minus d square all over 2d. So that's the relationship. And the curve is parabolic, inclined parab no, sorry, the curve is a hyperbola rather, sorry, with inclined axis. And you will have that later if you plot. Then the diameter of a cylindrical can as a function of the height. So since we already established this relationship, uh, the diameter, we add h square to both sides so that the right side will become a perfect square trinomial. So add altitude square or h square. So this is the relationship we developed from the preceding problem, which is from here. So we add altitude square to make the right side a perfect square trinomial. So the right side is quantity d plus h square. So 36 plus altitude square equals d plus h quantity square. Then we extract the square root. Square root of 36 plus, or square root of h square plus 36 equals d plus h. So from here, the diameter can now be expressed in terms of h. If we transpose this to the left, diameter is negative h plus square root of h square plus 36. So that would be the expression for the formula for the diameter in terms of the altitude. Then number 5, the current I from a battery as a function of the external resistance big R, the electromotive force E, and internal resistance small r being constant. So I is equal to E all over quantity big R plus small r. So it is already defined from here, from this definition. So I is equal to E over quantity big R plus small r. So that's the relationship. Then 6, in exercise 5, express R as a function of I. So cross multiply Ri plus R small r times I equals E. So transpose small ri to the right. So big R times I equals E minus small r times I. Therefore, big R is equal to quantity E minus small ri over big I. So that's the formula. Then we have an additional problem. A man drives from Davao City to Cagayan de Oro City, say 300 kilometers at an average speed of 60 kilometers per hour, stops 1 hour in Cagayan, and returns at a speed of 50 kilometers per hour. Neglecting variations of speed en route, write formulas expressing x, which is the distance from Davao, as a function of time. We know that distance, when the speed is constant, is speed times time. So the distance from Davao is either x equals speed 60 times time, and the car reaches Cagayan de Oro City in, because the distance from Davao to Cagayan is 300 kilometers. So 300 equals 60 times time. Then time to reach Cagayan is 5 hours, if this is the situation. Therefore, x is 60 times time applicable from 0 to 5 hours. And we can also write it in general as x equals 300 plus quantity 300 plus 60 times quantity t minus 5, also applicable for 0 less than equal to t less than equal to 5. So you may use this. So I'll use this formula because the distance from Davao to Cagayan is 300 kilometers, and you can check that when time is 0, then this is 0. When time is 1, this should be 60. This will give us 60 kilometers because 60 times 1 is 60. And if you substitute here 300 plus 60 times 1 minus 4, 300 minus 240 is also 60. When time is 2 hours, 60 times 2, 120. This is also 120 when t is 2, and so on until 5 hours. Since between 5 and 6 hours, why 6? Because in returning to Davao, the speed is 50 kilometers per hour, so 300 equals 50 times time. So that means that to reach Davao from Cagayan, the, the travel time is 6 hours. So between 5 and 6, the distance from Davao is 300 kilometers. So that means that x is 300, exactly 300 between 5 and 6 hours. But how about beyond 6 hours, 6 to 12 hours? Why 12? Because the travel time from Cagayan to Davao is 6 hours. So 300 equals 50 times time to reach Davao. So time to reach Davao is beginning with Cagayan de Oro is 6 hours. So that means from 6 hours going back to Davao, it also requires 6 hours here. The average speed is 50 kilometers per hour. Therefore, x is also represented by 300 minus 50 times t minus 6, where this is applicable for 6 up to 12 hours. So you can check when time is 6, this is 0, so the distance is 300. When time is 7, this is negative 50. Negative 50 times 7 minus 6 is negative 50. So x is 250, which is correct. So these are the formulas. X is 300 plus 60 quantity t minus 5 between this period of time 0 to 5 hours. Then when x is exactly 300 kilometers between 5 and 6, and x is 300 minus 50 times quantity t minus 6 for this time period 6 to 12. So that's it, and I hope that you are able to follow the explanations and these formulations of equations describing the function.